Good morning, shifters. Can I flip that on? I think I can. How are we doing, everyone? I wanted to hop on here. I've received several questions from some of you guys regarding the Master Your Macros calculation and spreadsheet that some of you guys got that participated in the Master Your Macros workshop we did on Monday. So some clarification. So obviously, first off, I think it's important to understand that I think the feedback I'm getting on this, you guys, is a little bit of uncertainty of like, which one should I follow, which one is right, because there's going to be two different numbers that are going to come out based off of the equations that we used. Okay, so first off, the reason why they're different is because we removed essentially the body type indication into that, which is going to adjust the body type and the calculation in just general. Okay, but first and foremost, if you are, no matter what you've been using, whether you're using the original one when you first signed up for the shift group, or essentially you're going off of the new one that we just put through on the other day, the key, no matter what, to this, okay, I want to really make sure that we hit home on this and really focus on this and not worrying about what's the right thing. Because, excuse me, at the end of the day, the right thing is just being consistent. All right. Now, if you're having trouble hitting the numbers that we came up with 3 weeks ago, stay consistent with that, of working towards that. Okay. Because if you're not being consistent on that, we're not getting any baseline and any data to get us going in any sort of direction and knowing whether or not it's correct. Okay. Now, with that being said, is a lot of the questions that we're getting is, especially with the new calculation and the new spreadsheet, a lot of the numbers are higher, okay, especially when it comes to carbohydrates. And so, like I said, one of that is because we took out the body type indicator. And then the other part of this, you guys, and this is the part that I really want you guys to lean on and kind of understand, is even the gold standard of equations, and essentially that's where we're going off of, is when you have a high level of body fat. Okay, so that's why it's not just calories and calculations. And this is a mathematical equation that is estimating it off of variables based off of where you currently are. Okay, but if you are carrying a large amount of body fat via 25, 30, 35 plus percentage in body fat, the calculation literally on the gold standard is like estimated to be about 60% accurate, okay? Because there are so many variables when it comes to essentially that degree of body fat that are going to attribute to obviously being on a heavier side when it's converting the scale calculations with that. Okay, so that's why it's not just going off of, well, is this thing correct? Right now, it's more important that we get a baseline, we get a reading, and we can be consistent, so that way we can know if I'm doing something consistently, I have some data to compare that with, and then I can make adjustments from that, all right? Because the feedback I'm receiving is, hey, these two numbers are correct. Which one is the correct one? I can tell you right now, if you haven't been consistent with the one that you've had for 3 weeks, it doesn't matter which one you're using. We have to get consistency first, okay? Now, what we're going to do with that, and I'm releasing this video right now to you guys, and I'm going to also do it in the workshop group, is if you do fall in line with having a excess higher number of body fat right now, if you're 25% plus body fat, what we're doing and what we're going to do in the past, and I apologize, we should have did this earlier during the group to kind of get this out there. We negated to do that, is as a part of it, okay, we're going to take that based off off of a healthy, ideal BMI, okay? Now, I had this conversation with a couple of you other folks this morning. I think the scale, yet again, there's a reason why I tell you guys get rid of the thing, but I think the scale can give us some indication there. And I do think the BMI can be a little absurd at some points, but I also think it can give us some indication of ideally kind of where we would kind of get a good response on some numerical values. Okay. So, with that, what we're going to do is essentially we're going to find the BMI that is essentially recommendation as far as a healthy body weight for us. Yet again, that doesn't mean it is or is not. That just gives us some leeway on that. And essentially, we take your healthy body weight. So for someone that is 200 pounds and their healthy BMI would be 150 pounds, we take the mean between that. So that would be 175 pounds. We plug that into the sheet, and that will be essentially the numbers that we will roll off of. Okay. So that way we can get kind of a average number between kind of where we are to our healthy estimation weight, and that we can get some indication and get some traction going off of there. Okay. But sometimes, yet again, if we are on even on the extreme element of that, and I'm taking that can still be on the high side. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. Obviously, that's the reason why we're in this group, so we can help you out with any of these things. But essentially, that's what we'll do. Okay. So yet again, if you are somebody who is carrying 25% plus body fat, we'll find your BMI. Okay. So there's charts all over the place. You can find those. If you want a message, I can yet again put that into our calculation and kind of see where that would roll off of. We'll roll with we kind of take the mean number between that ideal body weight and where we're currently at, take the average of the two, plug that into the spreadsheet, and that will give us essentially our macro numbers, or even just your readings off of the sheet. Okay. So hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully this, for a lot of you guys that are reaching out and having questions, it's the same question, which is why I'm hopping on here to kind of see if we can help you out and get in front of that before more of the questions come about with this. So yet again, hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Good little Thursday. Today's Thursday. Yes, today's Thursday. Hopefully everyone's having a great Thursday. Yet again, if you have questions, hope this helps. If you have further questions, feel free to reach out. But appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Have a great morning. And wherever you're at, keep crushing it. Later, y'all.